Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik, Voss, and even more details about Marvel's upcoming series Agatha, Darkhold Diaries have emerged, including a new image of Agatha's coven holding a seance. Are they resurrecting Wanda? Because this new image, paired with what we already know about the series, has led to fans to speculate that the series could bring back the Scarlet Witch from Earth 616, Wanda Maximoff, after she brought the rubble of Wundagore Mountain down upon herself at the end of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. In fact, WandaVision and Agatha actor Asif Ali confirmed in a now deleted Instagram comment that Wanda will in fact appear in the series. All of this new info raises the question, how much inspiration will showrunner Jack Schaefer take from the Witch's Road comic storyline, and will Wanda herself play any significant role in this series? Is Elizabeth Olsen the big cameo that she and Vision, why can't I remember, Paul Bettany said would be coming? Is she our messiah? Will she save us? This is a sneak peek where we take the temperature of the future of nerddom. And joining me this glorious week, it was her all along. It's Jessica Clemons.
Hi, I'm the nosy neighbor. It's me, the nosy neighbor. Very excited to talk about this. I'm so excited for Agatha. So excited for any cameo, honestly.
And we're so pumped to have you here. I've mentioned this a few times on the channel, but I'm going to be on paternity leave. I think as of today, the baby may be on the way when this airs. So, you're going to see Jess on the channel this month covering for me, along with a couple other familiar faces. And I'm just so grateful to you, Jess, for doing that. Thanks. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, just give me the baby.
Okay.
give
How about
me
this?
The baby.
You hold on to the baby. I'll do some New Rockstars videos. Good. All right, let's talk about Agatha. We're back to our WandaVision recaps. This is exciting. All right, let's take one back to that time, January 2021. Before I was a walking Mephisto meme, a little explanation. The reason we thought Mephisto could appear in it is because Jack Schaefer, WandaVision head writer, looked to be adapting elements from John Byrne's West Coast Avengers run in the late 80s, and that run included a storyline where Mephisto sends someone to kidnap Wanda's two kids, among other elements that made it into the show, like Agatha being Wanda's nosy neighbor, seeing a disassembled Vision corpse on the table, White Vision being in there. So I say all this to just get into a conversation about Jack Schaefer's new show, Agatha, and what that appears to be adapting, James Robinson's 2016 Witch's Road storyline. And in this run, witchcraft is broken, and Wanda has to kind of globetrot to fix it and find out who broke it in the first place. And it includes a visit to the Witch's Road, which is kind of a dimension, a plane of existence where only sorcerers can visit. In this story, when Wanda reaches the Witch's Road, she's confronted by Agatha and has to figure out if Agatha is acting as a friend or as a foe. I wind up having a lot of downtime while these videos are exporting or uploading, so instead of just twiddling my thumbs, I go on Ipsos Ice to answer quick survey questions and earn points and redeem them for Amazon gift cards. Ipsos Ice lets you earn extra cash through gift cards and rewards just by taking part in research and answering a few simple questions. There's a ton of different gift cards to choose from, but lately my go-to has been an Amazon card, especially with the holidays coming up, baby stuff I gotta buy. It's just an easy way to have a little more money for gifts for friends and stuff for my family. The surveys on Ipsos Ice are quick and easy and tailored to my interests, so it never gets boring. I do them whenever I have a few minutes to kill. If you use public transit, it's a total game changer. I upgraded my downtime, and you can too. Just click the link in the description to start earning rewards with Ipsos Ice today. So here's my question, Jess. What from James Robinson's story will Jack Schaefer choose to adapt, and what new stories might she tell? Like, will Wanda's death be what is causing witchcraft to be broken in the MCU right now? And is Agatha's intention to bring her back so that she can take back some of her power? Maybe trading Billy's life for the Darkhold or Wanda's power. What do you think?
Well, okay, so I'm going to throw it back to you for another question. Do we think it makes sense that it would be Wanda's death that like echoes out to all the other witches and they all lose their powers? But at the end of WandaVision, Agatha said like, you're not ready for what's going to happen. You need me. Mm-hmm. And she was like, whatever happens, I'm not going to need you. So do we think it's because of that happened? Or do we think it's because of Wanda dying?
You're asking the right question.
Yeah.
I think that's why they showed at the beginning of the teaser. That
scene in the teaser is too, it's too embezzled. Like, that. I'm like, you put this in there for a reason.
Yeah. So you're not ready for what's coming would, on the surface refer to the events of Multiverse of Madness, right? Like you don't know what's coming where you read the Darkhold. It's going to corrupt you. You need someone who can guide you through the Darkhold, right? Okay. There's that. But I think she's like, there's that whole page of the Darkhold that prophesies the Scarlet Witch. And I think what Agatha's referring to isn't just like the drama that she's going to go to, but like her inability to handle it and to break the undercurrent of witchcraft. Because she just hasn't had as much time with it as Agatha did.
Okay, then from what I like about Witch's Run is that Agatha is just a ghost the entire time. Do you think they were expecting... it's interesting because I'm kind of like, oh, Loki has messed everything up for me when it comes to time and what could be done. So a piece of me wants to see Agatha be... I don't think Scarlet Witch is going to show up as a ghost for Agatha. I don't think they're going to flip the pages. I think Agatha's going to be a ghost to herself. Because you even talked about in your breakdown of all the behind the scenes stuff, the little sneak peek, that we're seeing Agatha in different versions of herself from WandaVision. And I'm like, what if there is a version that is like the bad, evil one that is technically dead, and that's the ghost that she's talking to the entire time? That's a stretch and a half, but I do like that. That's like a good storyline to take from that comic book that you can plop into the TV series.
Maybe they could reverse the roles, right? You have Agatha as the protagonist figure, you have Wanda who's the ghost. Yeah, that's,
Wanda who's the ghost. I just don't think... Yeah. Do you think Wanda's coming back?
I think so. I think she's too valuable of a character to Marvel Studios, just from a business standpoint, to just let her be dead.
But you think it's going to be the entire time? You don't think it's just going to be like an episode flashback?
Oh, no, yeah. They might flash back. I think the more value to her, especially in a supernatural show, 100%. Is to have like Wanda's spirit in the Witch's Road plane. That's and true. Like she's just kind of this ghostly voice, or this, we know that she can, what's it called? Project herself into the astral plane. That's what we saw her do in the finale. So if you look at Agatha as a spinoff of WandaVision, that moment I think just kind of shows that like Wanda's body can separate from her physical body. And Kevin Feige has like hinted in the most coy possible terms that, we just saw rubble collapse and then a blast of red energy, which could mean anything.
Yeah, that's true. And they love bringing that up. I could see Wanda then being the guide for the Witch's Run, like in that forest, that weird forest. I could see her being there, waiting there, and that's why we see all the witches are looking for her, so they can guide her, so she can guide them through the forest, because you'll get lost in there regardless. So, and if we have Agatha still being weird, nosy neighbor Agatha, she doesn't know where the hell she's going. So they're going to need to use Wanda. So maybe they'll take that piece from the storyline too, of like, Wanda needs to be there to guide them to the end.
We have such a nice, diverse group of witches in this coven. You got Sashir Zameda in there. You got Ali An in there. You got Patti LuPone in there. You got Aubrey Plaza in there. And what I want is for each of these witches to just be super old. Like, Lilia Calderou is like a 450-year-old witch from not ancient Italy, but like Renaissance Italy. And I just want these witches to just be from like different regions and part of like kind of the Eternals of the witches, right? And that they all kind of represent a different faction of the witch empire, or whatever, the witch UN. This is like the witch Illuminati, you could say. And they each oversee a different chiefdom. And the fact that like the Scarlet Witch, who is kind of the apex witch, has vanished from this reality or died, whatever you want to say, passed into another plane, has kind of screwed things over for each of them in different ways.
Could it be like, now that Wanda's like dead or just gone, could it be like American Horror Story Coven, where it's like, who's the next Supreme? Who's going to take the mantle next? And so they're just angry at each other the entire time.
Oh, I hope so.
I can do that.
I hope so.
I like different factions of witches. It reminds me of Twilight, where they have different factions of vampires. But this one will be less corny and way more cooler. And everyone will be wearing t-shirts. No one will be shirtless.
Oh my God. All right, again, a side tangent. So my wife Kelly has been like pushing me to watch Twilight, the Twilight series. No. I have only seen the first one, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't want to watch those movies. And I'm like, there's so many other like movies that we need to watch that you want to watch. And she goes, I want to watch Twilight. And I'm like, okay, I'll watch Twilight. And she goes, I'll watch movies like bad movies that you want to watch. So now I'm like, I have to come up with like 5 like bad movies, not like movies that have like good audience scores and good Letterboxd scores, but like bad movies I love. So that we can alternate, and I'll watch all the Twilights.
Jeez, have fun. I don't think I can go back down that road again. I can't do it. And I loved it.
I think I need to hold a survey for everyone, because I'm thinking like Batman Forever would be a good pick. Not a good
No,
movie,
I don't
but
think
a
it's
movie
that.
that I love.
I love Twilight. Okay, sorry about this, Dan. I love Twilight, but I tried to rewatch as an adult, and it is A, very cringy. B, it looks horrible. Like the light, whatever they were like, was the aesthetic of 2005. They were like, yeah, woo. And I was like, this is bad for my TV. It gave me a headache. It was cringy. It was weird. And I was like, understandable through puberty. I was like, this is the best thing in the world. As a grown woman, I'm like, this is not. And I think Batman Forever is still a little bit better than that.
Yeah, probably. But you do have Jacob. You have Bella
imprinting on that baby.
Have
fun. Can't wait for you to see that scene and then message me and say, Jessica, why do you still love him?
Why do you still love it? What's wrong with you? Yeah, I guess. Okay, so it's not like this show is a huge swing. A lot of people are like, why does Agatha deserve a spinoff? And it's because like there's been a long history of witch TV shows. You have Bewitched, you have Charmed, you have Buffy. I guess not necessarily witch show, but there's witches in it. And we have things like Wicked, which is one of the most like popular Broadway shows of all time, and a show that's going to be coming out in theaters when Agatha Darkhold Diaries is on Disney Plus. That's coming, timing. I believe, Thanksgiving 2024.
Oh my God.
John Chu, you got Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, the guy who played SpongeBob on Broadway is playing
her boyfriend.
Bach. Yeah. It's going to be so good. So what kind of flavor of witch are we going to get in the show? Are we getting Charmed? Are we getting Bewitched? Are we getting Wicked? Are we getting a Buffy or something darker? The Witch with Anya Taylor-Joy?
Between all... I hope we get The Witch. A24 is The Witch. I'm praying for that. We're not getting that. But I think you're right when you found like, she's wearing the same outfits that she wore in the first season of WandaVision. I think we're going to get those. I think it's going to be campy. But I think when the other witches come up, that's what like knocks it off its like axis. It's going to be like a shock to them. I am obsessed with, and I know I'm going to say it wrong. Everybody says it different. Hecate.
Yeah, no matter how you say it, it's correct.
Okay, perfect.
I see.
I see. I think Hecate, and even in the comics when she kind of like started to dissolve and die, I was like, I think this is the character that's gonna come and really fuck everything up. That's gonna be like, get me my powers back, or I'm gonna blast everybody to pieces. And once that happens, that's when Agatha's gonna start actually trembling.
Do you think we will get Hecate? Because for a while I was saying Hecate, because I'm telling you, I had one college professor who loved mythology who just had a weird way of saying everything and would say Hecate, and among other wrong things, I'm sure. She's like, I had a Greek professor who told me it's this, and I'm like, maybe he's just messing with you.
Maybe you're wrong,
or she's just wrong. No, I think it's Hecate or Hecate. No, it's T. It's Hecate. Oh God, we need to do a whole segment on like how to say everything.
And don't put me in it.
Are we getting her in this show?
I assume
one
so.
Of these, yeah,
she was a major part, and she's also I think and I will say that with Thor: Love and Thunder, that was one of everyone's favorite part, was trying to figure out which gods were there in Olympus or whatever. And I think grabbing that Greek mythology witch over is really great and important. And also, she is in the comics as a very important figure. So I'm like, yeah, go ahead, bring her in. Also, this is me being an annoying person that likes Greek mythology. I love that her Greek mythology, Hecate, whatever you want to call it, she comes with like a bunch of dogs. You hear dogs barking, and we forget that Agatha killed a dog in WandaVision. So that moment, that joke will come up in the show. It has to. It must.
It has to come up. Since we did our Agatha video earlier this week, I've been in touch with Scarlet Witch updates on Twitter.
Yeah,
it's such an amazing account. Please follow them. They're so good. And one of the things they pointed out, because when I did the video, I noticed that Jack Schaefer is wearing this shirt that looks like a tarot card. It's like a sweatshirt that she's wearing behind the scenes. And then Scarlet Witch updates on Twitter figured out exactly what it is. And it is like the most glorious image. It's like, it is specifically, I believe, the road. Yeah, it is the road, which at first I was like, Cormac McCarthy's the road. No, it's like the road. So you got Witch's Road, you got Yellow Brick Road, you got like the serpent crown that looks like the one Lilia Calderu wears. You got the triple goddesses, and the triple goddesses are the embodiment of Hecate.
Hell yeah. Oh,
we
yeah,
have,
it is.
as I mentioned,
Yes,
it is.
You're right.
It is. So Hecate or Wanda are just going to be our Mephisto and Quicksilver of this season of Agatha. Calling it now. So we have Sashir, we have Ali, we have Aubrey Plaza. If Hecate needs to be Greek, could we have Gal Gadot as Hecate? Bye, Jessica. Thanks for coming back to hang out with us. I'm sorry that I scared you away immediately. Look, she's got to be tired of being dragged out in these bad DC movies.
She doesn't. I don't
with just
think
this stupid music, and she's like, "I'm gonna have a quick line," and then like,
you know what?
They're misusing her.
I'm not trying to be this
Marvel
person.
can be better.
I'm not trying to do this person. That's what she gets for choosing DC over Marvel. I'm sure she auditioned for Marvel and she had a good stand-in for something, and she said, "Nah, I'm gonna go play Wonder Woman." And Wonder Woman's great. I love her as Wonder Woman, but I'm also like, it sucks that what happened to the DC for you. Like, I'm sorry, you got like that sucks.
Imagine I'm Hecate.
I forget that she did that. I forgot that she did that. I forgot
Never
that she
forget
did
that she did.
Never. And she's the like first one too. She's like the first person.
She gets all the hate for it. A lot of people did it, but she's just the first.
Everyone turned it off immediately, so you only see her and then the guy from Breaking Bad. That's like the two people that you see, and I'm like, damn, that sucks.
All right, we're going to talk more about like Wanda and Vision's future, but real quick, be sure to check out nerdride.shop where you can always grab the latest and greatest in Rockstars gear. We just got some great new holiday designs, including our Play on a Christmas Stories iconic fragile lamp with Iron Man's leg. Order now to get yours before Christmas. Support the channel and check out our great merch options over at nerdride.shop. And don't forget to subscribe to all 3 channels of the New Rockstars Network, New Rockstars, The Break Room, and The Deep Dive.
Okay, so Erik, you had mentioned you thought some of this story could also come into play in Jack's other show, Vision Quest, and I liked your pitch for that show. If you want to chat more about that, tell me more.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think Vision is so interesting, and without Wanda at the core of Agatha, Vision would not fit in this show. I don't know if Vision fits in anywhere because he's a weird, soulless husk now who just regained his memories, and he's nothing. And he's nothing.
Yeah.
But he did regain all of his memories with the ship of Theseus argument. And I just like this idea that Vision breaking free of the Westview Hex and disappearing to wherever he is. I want to see Vision Quest as like the story of the Truman Show after Truman leaves the dome of the set.
Okay.
And we don't know what happens to him. He bows, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and leaves. And we don't know where he's trying to find that woman. And I think that's what Vision is trying to do now. He is trying to ship up Theseus several different magazine photos that look like Wanda, ripping out the eyes, ripping out the nose, ripping out the mouth, the hair, and just trying to piece it back together. And he's going to try to reassemble the ship of Theseus style Wanda. That's and I don't mean this physically, that's like he's going to find a woman with Elizabeth Olsen's eyes and just rip out Mary-Kate Olsen's eyes and then rip off Amy Adams's scalp and then just like plug it into Bryce Dallas Howard's face and be like, "You're my wife."
You just chose like 4 redhead celebrities. And you were like, "This Elizabeth Olsen."
They're all variants of each other, I think.
They are.
But not Mary-Kate. She's just a variant of Ashley.
Yes, of course.
A variant of no, I'm not going to make that joke because it was never confirmed. But just research Heath Ledger, Olsen twins.
Okay, got it. I have a question.
And don't research Gal Gadot right now because I just realized World of Fans was not a good time to talk about that.
That was on me. Yikes. That was on me. My mistake.
My fault.
I have a question about what you said about Vision. I also agree that I don't think Vision will not show up in this. It's not necessary. But is there something there with Wanda making this fake version of Vision, right? In the Hex view. And then that Vision giving the memories and it's whatever to White Vision, and then the White Vision escaping. Does that have any tangential like connection or effect to what's happening in Agatha's show? Does that make sense? Because it feels like a piece of Wanda's magic is just out there now into the world as a husk of Vision. And I feel like it needs a return or something.
But, I mean, that body was like Vision's corpse from Wakanda in Infinity War. Mm-hmm. And the only magic that's in there is just whatever spark that...
the spark.
that our vision from inside the hex gave him. You're right that a piece of her magic is out there. But I think if White Vision is still alive, then that is proof. That's like Sauron's ring. It's like Wanda's still alive.
That's true. Yes. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. Okay.
I mean, that's a ship of Theseus. Is a witch ever destroyed if, a piece of her magic lives on in like Horcrux form?
It's still floating around out there in space.
Floating around, just ripping off faces.
Stop it. Stop it. What is wrong with you today?
I don't know.
Oh my God. You're becoming a crazy person. Ben, what do you think will ultimately be the fate of 616 Wanda before we head into Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars? Speaking of the alive witch.
Yeah. Well, we know that there is like 838 Wanda left behind from Multiverse of Madness. Mm-hmm. I think the main Scarlet Witch Wanda is still going to be alive in some form. And she's coming back for Secret Wars or Kang Dynasty. Because I think the best way to do Kang Dynasty is to just like compile every Marvel hero who has some blood on their hands for damaging the multiverse in some way. Peter Parker, Kamala Khan, Doctor Strange, Shang-Chi, by using the rings to the rings were used to open up the barrier where the Dweller of the Darkness could come in. That was from some other realm. That couldn't have been good for the multiverse. Monica Rambeau, everybody who did something, and I think Sylvie and I think Wanda are part of that,
Oh my
God. And I'm trying to think, how does Marvel get $1 billion movie out of that? I think the names I just listed right there, I think you get $1 billion out of that movie. Easy. Yeah. I mean, if Spider-Man's in it, you get $1 billion.
Spider-Man's in it. You're grabbing Sylvie from Loki. You're grabbing one major person from one major successful show because you're getting Wanda, you're getting Spider-Man, and you're getting Loki's variant. Yeah, that's enough.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it 10 times.
For Secret Wars, but for Kang Dynasty?
That's what I'm thinking. For Kang Dynasty, that's the lineup. For Secret Wars, that's where you bring out the guys in their 60s. That's when you get Hugh Jackman, Robert Downey Jr., Tobey Maguire. You can get the old timers for that. Because I think that's what Secret Wars needs to be. It needs to be every reality. But you need a really exciting Avengers lineup that's just been in the continuity we've been watching the past few years. And 100%. I think those are the all-stars of the past few years.
I agree with that completely, wholeheartedly.
Sorry, Moon Knight. I guess Moon Knight can be there too because he's Oscar Isaac.
He'll be flapping around somewhere. My sweet baby angel. I love him.
He won't be able to figure out the chain that's connected to his mattress or get past the sand around his.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Get your shit together." He's like,
Later. All right, let's do a quick heat check. We know Marvel is going to have kind of a lesser presence in 2024 in our lives. Yeah. And I think that's a good thing. I think we need a time to breathe, and we need to spend more time on, Dune and Dune, Godzilla, Furiosa, Dune.
You didn't bring up Wonka once.
Wonka. Well, Wonka's in our lives now. Paddington. Inside Out. So yeah, there's other great franchises out there. We'll enjoy those, but then we'll get Deadpool 3. But I wanted to ask you, is this a good course correct? Would you rather just give us things like Ironheart and a Spider-Man freshman year in the next 6 months?
Absolutely. But I'm also a hungry person, and I will eat up any show that Marvel gives me. I will keep eating those shows up. But I do like the restructure of let's step back for a second. Let's give ourselves some time to breathe, figure out how we're going to do this, because we just need to now put it on the right course. So I agree with that. I understand it, but I will gladly, easily eat up anything they throw my way, and I would love it.
Yeah, I think one drawback of these of the deals that the union signed with these studios and streamers is that I think what's kind of scary about it is the reason why they were willing to sign these deals is they're all right, we'll just make less of all this stuff. Yeah. And then we won't have to hire as many actors and writers for things. But capitalism isn't dead, people. It's going to be hard to kill it.
It is very hard. I don't know. I read Bob Iger's quote, and he sounded like a madman, being like, no more sequels. We ain't doing that shit ever again. Also, make our families white. Don't edit this out.
Oh my God.
He did. I read between the lines. I read what he said. I know what he's talking about. Also, when you're gone, I want you to know it's gonna be this unhinged of content from me.
Please, yes. I'm gonna be watching everything with my baby, and I'm just gonna be like absorb everything you're seeing.
They're gonna stop inviting me to
time.
press events. They're gonna be like, Jessica said this crazy thing about Bob Iger. I'm like, it's not crazy if he said it. Sorry. Sorry, continue.
I love it. Oh my god. Yep. And then, so yeah. Hi, Bob. If you're in the audience, just to quote our the villain of our times. Isn't that crazy? He said, "Hi, Bob."
Oh god.
All right, we got to leave it there. So I'm gonna disappear. Other than some pre-shot videos that you'll see on the channel, and then I think the next time you'll see me with Jessica is gonna be in our. We have like a special final day of the year episode of Sneak Peek coming up on New Year's Eve. So stick around for that. But it's going to be a fun couple weeks. And everyone have a wonderful holiday. And thank you, Jess.
Yeah.
It's so good to see you again.
I'm so excited. My content won't be as unhinged. I promise it will be normal.
No.
It'll be such normal content. You guys will be like, wow, Jessica's never been this normal in her life. It's going to be a great time. And I'm very excited.
It's going to be fun. So follow Jess at Lulu_Clemons. Follow me at EA Voss. And we'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.